I cannot believe what I just witnessed as Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant plus David Jones-Garcia put on a show of the summer in a huge Summer League win. Dylan Harper showing off, exceeding all the expectations that we could have expected offensively and defensively, with Carter Bryant chipping in, locking down the #1 overall pick, Cooper Flagg. We got the highlights, we got the stats, we got it all that great stuff coming up on this episode of Spurs Digest. Brian, this game was absolutely insane as we finished the roll in the highlight reel. How you feeling after that incredible win? Because this team, honestly, like, I had high expectations, but I came out of this game even more excited than I ever thought I would be.
I mean, it was a great win because of the expectation, right? Like, you're looking at the #1 pick versus the #2 pick. You know, all eyes are on you. And a lot of times people can fold in those arenas, right? But we saw Dylan Harper not fold. We saw him rise to the occasion, and he looked phenomenal. It wasn't just the scoring, it was just the playmaking. It was the defense. My man was out there getting blocks, out there getting steals, making stops, and just looking supremely confident. When I watched him out there playing, it reminded me of watching a Stephon Castle when we first saw him the first few games in the NBA, where you're like, this kid looks comfortable. He does not look like a rookie. He looks like he's done this, been there, done that before. And to me, I think it's just a sign of things to come when you look at a guy like Dylan Harper. And then the rest of the team played well too, right? But I think it all starts with him, because all focus goes on Dylan Harper when he starts playing well, and then everybody else starts hitting shots.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to dive in a bit more into him a little bit later in the video. We got to revisit him because you're right. It starts and ends with him today. Even in the limited minutes, it was crazy. And yeah, we got some more stuff to discuss there. But like you said, there's some other guys I wanted to get to first. Show some love because, you know, we all want to talk about Dylan Harper, right? But I want to show some love to some other guys because David Jones-Garcia, Brian, I mean, this guy, we still have a few spots open on the roster after the official signing of Jordan McLaughlin today, even though we knew it was happening a couple days ago. We got 2 spots left, plus a few two-way spots. I mean, his performance has been amazing. By the way, we do have a Twitter account, just started today. Go follow us on X. We post some highlights, some graphics, all that great stuff. Go check it out. We post the highlights here. You can see Harper's amazing, Bryant's lockdown, but David Jones-Garcia continues to play on another level from the rest of this crop. Brian, when I'm watching him, look, I don't know if he's going to be the next Jonathan Simmons or what, but this dude, a couple 50 bombs in the G League this year, and to me, he looks a step ahead of a lot of the other guys in this summer league so far. I don't know if he's going to be stepping up, playing a big role for the Spurs themselves, but I think we would be remiss if we missed out on him. I think I'd love for the Spurs to at least take a flyer on him, whether a two-way or maybe some other team would want to sign him to a one-way, but this guy's the shock of the summer for me.
And I mean, it'll be interesting how we play it, because we do have a lot of guys that kind of fit that similar ilk and build of what he does. But what we've seen him do time and time again is hit the open shot.
Yep.
And that is what we are going to need on this first team. I think we have a ton of guys on the team that can do that. Like, I don't see him taking Champagne minutes.
No.
I don't see him taking Dev's minutes or Keldon's, you know. So, like, if he's on the spot, he's at the bottom of the roster. However, I do like what we've seen. And there are teams in the league that need a shot maker and a shot hitter. And that is what he's shown to do. I just love that right now he's doing it for the Spurs, because we've seen him do it across the G League for other teams.
Yeah, 100%. Ciudad de Mexico. Was it Capitales, I think? Or is
Yeah.
it? Yeah. They did, or Capitanes, one of them. They were amazing with him this year. So it's really cool to see him show out. And again, like, just game after game, man. Like, you know, there's some times where I wonder, like, would that fly in the NBA? But I don't know. He doesn't rush his game. It's a slower game. Not slower, it's aggressive, but he's methodical, and it's really, really cool to watch him play. And one other guy, Brian, I mean, we got to talk about. We talked about him a lot. Keenan's been making videos on him. Carter Bryant is an absolute menace. Like, just watching him hound Cooper Flagg today, this was like before Dylan Harper really got going, because he didn't really get going until a little later in this game. Watching Carter Bryant just do what he does best on defense. Now, he doesn't get this blocker you see at the end, but he causes the defensive play, the defensive disruption to lead to that block. And his stats when he was guarding Cooper Flagg today, Brian, the first overall pick in the draft, went 3 for 12 with only 8 points and 2 turnovers with Carter Bryant on him. Shout out Carter Bryant Muse. Great follow as well. I mean, look, I know all the focus has been on Dylan Harper because this was his summer league debut against Cooper Flagg, but Carter Bryant, I know we want to see a better showing than 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3 and 4 turnovers. The offense is going to come, but we knew that when we drafted Carter Bryant, Brian, in the NBA, he's not going to have the ball in his hands this much. His defense is legit on another level. He looks like the best defender of the summer league to me so far, and I don't even know who I would even think about putting second.
And more importantly, when you look at a guy that struggles offensively like that is 0 for 7, you see a young guy maybe check out sometimes. You see a young guy maybe say, you know what? just my game ain't going in here. I'm not mentally able to compete. But that's not what Carter Bryant did. He came out and showed, okay, my offensive game isn't going. These shots aren't falling. But let me tell you what, I'm going to impact this game in other ways. I know my assignment. I know what I'm here to do. And that's what he's going to be asked to do for the Spurs, right? Much like Jeremy Sochan. There's times when Jeremy Sochan can score 20 points a night. But there's also times when he's not asked to do that, but he's asked to have 15 rebounds. He's got an attack. 3 blocks, a steal. You know, he does that dirty work. And I think that Carter Bryant matches that ilk perfectly. And I was so happy to see him be able to rise to the occasion because, again, the expectation was high, right? He's been able to put up some numbers. And if you look at this box score, you don't really see what he was able to do. But when you watch the game, when you watch the tape and see how he was able to affect the game, oh, man, it's so exciting to see because every team needs a guy like Carter Bryant that can stop the best player on the court. And, man, he looked the part.
He was guarding everyone today. He was guarding Ryan Nembhard. He was guarding Cooper Flagg. I mean, he had to switch on the big man. Like, it was crazy watching him work today. And I think you had a great point there when you said, like, the way he affects the game is something you don't notice in the box score. And when he was on the floor, even if he wasn't making those highlight defensive plays, the defense was better. You just noticed it because the communication, that's something that'll never show up in the box score. Carter Bryant, if you watch him, he is pointing, he is talking. The dude he's basically still a kid, right? Like, and he is communicating at this level in the summer league. It's nuts. And the team's offense, you know, again, he's not doesn't have a huge effect on the offense, but when you're disrupting so much on defense, where the offense has to work their butt off just to get a score on you because of your hustle, that affects the team in so many ways. But, you know, we'll leave your love for Carter Bryant down below because this guy has been such a standout as well. Everyone's saying the Spurs got to steal with him. But look, if we want to talk about a guy, we got to go back to Dylan Harper Bryant because if we want to talk about a guy that affects the team when he was on the floor, the flow of this game was so different. I still can't get over that block, by the way. It was so different with Dylan Harper on the floor. He was like, again, methodical. I mean, I know some people said, oh, there's some James Harden in this game. I could see that a bit today. He also hit a 3 that didn't count because they called a foul before it. Everything he did today, Brian, he didn't even really look rusty. He had 16.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block in only 19 minutes? I think ESPN says 20. Some people are saying 17. I mean, to me, this guy, I knew what my expectations were. Playing a bit with a groin injury didn't look like it. In the minutes that he had, I don't know if I could have asked for a better game, considering he hasn't played any level of basketball, competitively like this in a few months at least.
And Josh, this is a great start for Dylan. But again, it's going to be a long summer league. It's going to be a long season. So we don't want to get too excited. However, that first glimpse right there, it makes you feel good because you say, okay, this Dylan Harper kid really might be that future guard of the San Antonio Spurs. But guess what? We already have one in Stephon Castle. We already have one in De'Aaron Fox. We already have a future cornerstone in Victor Wembanyama. So you're feeling like the rich just got a little richer when you watch a guy like Dylan Harper ball out like he did today.
Oh my gosh. And I can't even picture this. Imagine this. This dude, this is going to be a bench player for us this year. And I know it's summer league. I know both the Mavericks and the Spurs have fairly young teams. So there's going to be an increased level of defense when he's in the NBA. He might not be able to pull off all of what he did, but this, you're blocking anyone at the rim with this, not just Ryan Nembhard. I don't care, right? That's the thing. Everything that he did today, Brian, got me so excited. I think it got all the Spurs fandom excited, all the NBA excited. You could hear the cheers were there at the Thomas and Mack Center in Vegas for Cooper Flagg, but when you could hear cheers for Carter Bryant defensive possessions, you could hear them lose their mind at Dylan Harper. There's something special going on right now. Leave your thoughts on this summer league game down below. That'll do it for this episode of Spurs Digest. But we got all kinds of content coming all off season long, rest of summer league. Cannot wait for the season to start, and I hope you stick along for the ride with us. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host Bryan Colbert. We'll catch you all in the next one.